Hi, everyone. Welcome to your Marvel Superheroes Read-Along book. Every time you hear this sound, it means it's time to turn the page in your storybook. Now, if you are ready, we will start The Story of Dr. Doom. Don't forget to turn the page every time you hear the sound. Ready? Here we go. Our story begins in a gypsy camp in the Alps mountains of Europe when Victor Von Doom was still a young boy. Because Victor's mother was killed when Victor was still an infant, he was raised by his father, Werner Von Doom. Although Victor's father was not a doctor, he had special ability to heal people when they were hurt or sick. One day, a soldier who worked for a cruel nobleman came to the gypsy camp looking for Werner. When he found him, he shouted,
"Gypsy, you are to come with me by order of my baron."
Young Victor was worried, but his father assured him,
"Don't be upset, my son. I haven't done anything wrong. No one will harm me."
Victor was frightened, and he cried,
"But the tribe needs you, Father. I need you."
Just then, another gypsy in the tribe, Werner's friend Boris, came up to them and assured them,
"Do not fear, my friend. I shall look after the boy until you return."
Victor's father went with the soldier to the castle, where he was ordered to save the life of the evil baron's wife. The moment Von Doom saw the woman, he knew she was too sick to save. She was dying, and there was nothing he could do. The Baron, however, would not believe this, and he ordered Von Doom,
"Use your magic potions. Save her, or you shall pay with your life."
Von Doom treated the woman and tried to make her comfortable. Then he mounted his horse and raced back to the gypsy camp, where he rushed up to his son, shouting,
"Hurry! We must run away! The baron's wife will die, and he will blame me for it. We must flee for our very lives!"
That night, Victor and his father hid from the Baron's soldiers among the mountain rocks as a terrible snow blizzard raged around them. In the morning, Boris found them, half frozen, and brought them back to camp. They would be safe there, for the soldiers had gone. Young Victor was still alive, but his father was near death. Hours later, Victor knelt at his father's bedside, holding his dying father's hand in his.
"I will avenge your death, Father, and my mother's as well.
He vowed.
All of mankind will pay."
From the day of Werner Von Doom's death, Victor had one goal in his life: to gain power and vengeance. One day, while looking through an old chest containing his mother's belongings, Victor found strange objects used for magic and sorcery.
"So, the whispered stories I've heard are true,"
he cried.
"My mother was a witch. That is why people feared her. This is why they killed her. Well, they shall come to fear me as well, and they shall pay for killing her."
Years passed. Victor Von Doom grew into a man and studied more and more about science and magic. He became more and more obsessed with his desire for power.
"There can be no peace for me. Not until the world is driven to its knees. Until all humanity has paid the price for its crime against the name of Doom."
Von Doom's desire for more scientific knowledge led him to a university in America, where he secretly began dangerous scientific experiments. One of these experiments led to a terrible explosion. Victor Von Doom was rushed to a hospital with burns all over his face. When the president of the university learned what happened, he announced to Von Doom,
"I am expelling you from this school before you cause greater harm to yourself or to us."
Speaking through the bandages that were wrapped around his face, Victor answered,
"Bah! There is nothing more you can teach me anyway."
Later, when he was alone, Von Doom became curious to see how badly his face had been injured in the explosion. He unwrapped the bandages in front of a mirror. Only a few scars remained on his face. Anyone else would have been relieved, but not Von Doom. He believed he had to be perfect.
No, I am ugly. No eyes must ever gaze upon this face. I'll hide my face from the sight of the world.
And so Victor Von Doom left America and traveled to the deserted, snowy land of Tibet, seeking to find forbidden secrets of black magic and sorcery. Alone and cold in another snow blizzard, Von Doom almost died a second time. But he was found by a mysterious order of monks and taken to the lost mountain cave where they had lived for centuries. There Von Doom stayed, month after month, learning the ancient secrets of the monks. Their secrets, combined with his own knowledge, soon gave him the power to rule the monks. He was ready to begin his new life. Using the mouth of a gigantic stone idol as a blast furnace, Von Doom began to melt down pieces of metal to make the most dreaded costume on the face of the earth. A metal suit fitted to his body. An old monk lifted the mask out of the furnace and approached Von Doom with it.
"Let us know if it pains you, master,"
he said.
Pain, that is for weak men,
snarled Von Doom.
Put the mask on me.
"But, master, it has not completely cooled yet,"
the old monk warned him.
I don't care. I want the mask on now!
Von Doom could only think of his dreams of power. He was so impatient to rule the world that he ignored the warnings that the heated metal mask could harm his face far worse than the explosion had.
Never again will human eyes gaze upon the hideous scarred face of Victor Von Doom. From this moment on, there is no Victor Von Doom. He has vanished along with the handsome face he once possessed. In his place now is Dr. Doom.
Doom screamed in pain as the red-hot mask burned into his unprotected skin. In agony, he rushed outside the cave and threw himself in the snow to ease his pain. By now, his face was probably the ugly horror he had thought it was. But at that moment, he didn't seem to care. He was Dr. Doom now, a man who considered himself without any weaknesses. He was a man who was determined to rule the world. Returning to the cave, he announced to the monks,
"Bring me the rest of my costume. The time has come for me to leave this place. The time has come for me to take my rightful place as the master of the world!"
So Dr. Doom left Tibet and returned to his homeland in the Alps Mountains. There, he made himself king and began his plans to conquer the world.
My days of study are over. I have all the knowledge I need. All human weakness is behind me now. Nothing can stop me, for I am Dr.